When we talk about stunning graphics in games, it's impossible not to highlight some titles that, even years after their release, continue to surpass many current ones. These games are perfect examples of how technology can create worlds so immersive and visually impressive that, when playing them, it feels like time stops. They not only captivate with their aesthetics, but also prove that visual impact doesn't age as quickly as many imagine. Even with the advancement of new generations of consoles and PCs, these games remain a benchmark, showing that sometimes true beauty lies in the attention to detail and how each element is designed to create a unique experience. I'm Jax, and if you're new here, welcome to the Play Hunters channel, where I bring daily content so you never miss a detail from the gaming universe. And if you could subscribe to help me grow, I'd be really happy. From one gamer to another. Opening the list, we have a classic that redefined graphical standards. Crysis is still synonymous with beauty in the gaming world. When it was released, its visuals were so impressive that only the most powerful PCs could run it smoothly. The tropical setting, full of realistic details, leaves swaying with the wind, crystal clear water reflecting the sky, left everyone in awe. The combat mechanics, which allowed you to alternate between brute force and stealth, added a special charm to the gameplay. It wasn't just a game, it was a complete sensory experience. But it's not just the visuals that captivate players. The freedom offered during missions and the strategic use of the iconic suit made each encounter a spectacle. It was fascinating to explore every corner of the island, and the little details, like reflections in the water and the sound of the vegetation, made you believe you were truly there. Even with the passage of time, its impact remains immense, proving that Crysis wasn't just a game with good graphics, but a true masterpiece that marked gaming history and continues to be a reference in quality and innovation. Next, we have Battlefield 1, a true audiovisual spectacle that recreated the horrors of World War I with impressive fidelity. From the deafening sound of explosions to the war-torn landscapes, every detail was designed to immerse you in the chaos of the trenches. The game stands out not only for bringing intense battles, but also for its powerful human stories, showing the impact of war from different perspectives. This brutal realism is what makes each match a true immersion into the brutality and glory of combat. The setting is a show in itself, with dynamic weather changes and mass destruction that drastically alter the strategy of each confrontation. Each map tells a different story, with details ranging from villages reduced to rubble to massive fortresses destroyed by relentless attacks, creating a suffocating and intense atmosphere. Another highlight is the visceral combat, where each bullet feels heavy and each movement can be decisive. The muffled sound when you're under enemy fire and the tension of advancing through crossfire make every second memorable. This work impresses not only for the epic scale of the battles, but also for how it captures the ferocity and unpredictability of one of humanity's darkest conflicts. In third place, we have The Witcher 3, a true milestone when it comes to narrative and immersion in an open world, with vast and vibrant landscapes, ranging from dark forests to charming riverside villages. The game invites you to explore every corner with a keen eye. Everything was designed with almost artistic precision, bringing an atmosphere that fully envelopes the player. The strength of the game lies in how every mission, big or small, carries weight and meaning. A simple investigation can evolve into tough decisions that affect the outcome of emotionally layered stories. The script is filled with unforgettable moments, where choices don't always have obvious results, and the sense of impact is constant. This approach makes it impossible to move forward without feeling like part of that world, as if every decision leaves deep marks. The journey is even more captivating thanks to the well-planned combat, which requires adaptation and precision. Between sword strikes and magic abilities, the encounters maintain tension at every turn. All this, combined with the immersive soundtrack and the exquisite design, makes every region explored tell its own story. It's the kind of game that defines a genre and stays alive in players' memories as one of the most impressive experiences an RPG can offer. In fourth place, we have The Order 1886, one of the games that most impressed with its cinematic quality. Set in a reimagined Victorian London, the game dazzles with impeccable art direction, where every street and architectural detail reflects the care put into creating a rich and atmospheric universe. The lighting and particle effects like fog and smoke bring such impactful realism that, at many moments, it feels like we're watching an interactive film. The game's pace relies on intense action sequences interspersed with narrative moments that deepen the story in an engaging way. The weight of the weapons and the precision of the shots make the combat compelling, while the steampunk-inspired weapons add a unique touch to the battles. The dark setting amplifies the tension of the confrontations, making each mission feel like part of a grand and immersive scenario. Although it was criticized upon release for its short length and lack of exploration freedom, the game stands out for its visual achievements. The graphical impact and immersive atmosphere are undeniable, making it memorable for those who appreciate well-crafted stories and stunning visuals. It may not have pleased everyone, but it left its mark with a unique and unforgettable identity. In fifth place, Ryse of the Tomb Raider is a true spectacle of action and exploration. Set in remote and frozen regions, the game impresses with snow-covered landscapes, ice waterfalls, and ancient ruins hidden among mountains. The adventure combines dangerous climbs, ingenious puzzles, and intense combat that requires strategy and precision. In abandoned caves or ruins forgotten by time, every discovery brings a sense of achievement. The environments are diverse and maintain a constantly engaging rhythm, with secret passages and treasures that spark the desire to explore every corner. The search for ancient artifacts is masterfully handled, increasing excitement with every new revelation. With immersive survival mechanics and a detailed setting, the game turns each expedition into a visually spectacular challenge. It's a journey that celebrates the spirit of adventure in wild locations, delivering an experience that easily stands out as one of the best in the genre. In sixth place, Resident Evil 7 brought new life to the franchise, returning to its roots in terror with a more intimate and frightening approach. Set in a decaying mansion in the heart of a dark rural area, the setting exudes oppression and mystery. The first-person perspective increases immersion, making every narrow corridor, creaking door, or moving shadow feel like an invitation to panic. The visual details are so vivid that you can almost feel the dampness of the walls and perceive every inch of the crumbling environment. Tension is constant, with gameplay that prioritizes careful exploration and resource management. Every bullet counts, and the sense of imminent danger forces you to evaluate each choice with caution. Almost suffocating moments of silence are frequently interrupted by brutal encounters that test your courage and reflexes. The design of the environments, filled with secrets and interconnected paths, keeps curiosity high, turning every discovery into a nerve-wracking accomplishment. With an intense narrative and moments of pure psychological terror, the game became a watershed moment for the franchise, reaffirming its place as one of the best survival games ever made. It's a journey that not only evokes fear, but also demands intelligence and courage, solidifying its place among the greats of the horror genre. In seventh place, Driveclub is a visual and technical spectacle that transformed racing into true works of art in motion. With settings ranging from snow-capped mountains to tropical forests, each track impresses with a level of realism and dynamic changes in lighting and weather. Watching a storm form while the horizon glows with the last rays of sunlight creates a unique and immersive atmosphere, intensifying every race on the track. The game's proposal goes beyond just speeding and overtaking. Precision in curves and teamwork make all the difference, as the club system encourages collaborative races and group challenges. In addition to direct competitions, there are secondary goals in each race, such as improving sector times, keeping the pace exciting and reinforcing the competitive spirit. Another notable aspect is how every sound and visual detail contributes to creating the sensation of extreme speed. The roar of engines and the sound of skidding on a wet track add intensity to the races, while the realistic car physics make each overtaking rewarding. A game that combines skill, strategy, and stunning visuals into an addictive and innovative package. In 8th place, infamous Second Son impresses with how it blends frenetic action with a vibrant, unique urban setting. The city is a spectacle in itself, with busy streets, neon signs, and weather effects that change as the plot unfolds. The visual design is so well built that every alley and skyscraper feels designed to immerse the player in a lively and ever-changing environment. The standout feature is the impressive powers that allow you to move through the environment with speed and style. Climbing buildings, gliding over avenues, and launching yourself from great heights are movements that make exploration addictive. The sense of freedom while crossing the city is reinforced by fluid gameplay that naturally integrates combat and movement. The battles, with explosive visual effects and powerful attacks, make each confrontation intense and dynamic. The choices made throughout the journey influence the narrative, showing different paths and consequences that affect both the story and the characters around you. This combination of branching narrative, exciting combat mechanics, and visually impressive setting makes this game one of the biggest highlights among open-world and action games. In 9th place, Quantum Break surprises with its innovative approach, blending interactive storytelling and cinematic scenes worthy of a TV series. The setting is a fascinating mix of modern environments and locations devastated by temporal anomalies, where time folds and collapses in unpredictable ways. The visual effects impress, with objects floating frozen and explosions suspended in midair, creating moments that feel like they're taken straight out of a science fiction movie. The combat system is dynamic and requires strategy, with abilities that allow you to manipulate time to your advantage. Freezing bullets in midair, dodging attacks in fractions of a second, and firing devastating bursts create a constant sense of power and urgency. Each battle unfolds uniquely, with the possibility to alternate between intense gunfights and rapid movements that always put you at an advantage, if you know how to use your resources wisely. The narrative is precisely driven, connecting the choices made by the player to events that shape the plot. This combination of action and storytelling ensures that each chapter advances smoothly, without losing its pace. It's a game that delivers moments of pure tension and unexpected twists, leaving a lasting impression with its unique identity and memorable scenes that continue to impress today. In 10th place, Metro Exodus takes the player on an epic journey through a post-apocalyptic world, where each environment is a testament to resilience and adaptation. Leaving behind the dark metro tunnels and boarding a train in search of an uncertain future, the sense of freedom blends with the constant fear of the unknown. Frozen forests, scorching deserts, and ghost towns covered in ash create a setting filled with untold stories, while the sounds of the wind and ruins breathe life into the terrifying silence of destruction. The combat is tense and strategic, with unpredictable encounters against mutated creatures and wary survivors. The scarcity of resources forces you to think twice before every shot, and the improvised customization of weapons, made from pieces found along the way, reinforces the sense of fighting for survival. The cycle of day and night and the changing weather conditions influence each expedition, making planning crucial for surviving in a hostile world. Between moments of quiet exploration and brutal conflicts, the narrative presents bonds of friendship, loss, and sacrifice that make the journey even more intense. The rhythm of the adventure is carefully balanced, allowing the player to feel both the weight of loneliness and the strength of hope. It's a game that doesn't just tell a story, it makes you live it with every sense on high alert. In 11th place, BioShock Infinite impresses with the grandeur of a floating city gliding through the sky like a paradise among the clouds. At first glance, everything seems perfect: streets adorned with flags, bands playing in squares, and imposing monuments. But this facade hides a suffocating reality filled with tension. It's the kind of place where, the more you explore, the more shadows appear and reveal disturbing secrets. The battles are intense, taking full advantage of the verticality of the environment. With aerial rails cutting through the city, you can quickly move between rooftops and plazas, gaining an advantage while enemies emerge from every corner. Special powers, combined with precise shooting, make each confrontation unpredictable and challenging. There's no better feeling than summoning an electric storm and then sliding through the rails as your opponents try to react. The narrative is full of twists that capture your attention from start to finish. Small details scattered across the environments help piece together a bigger picture and make each discovery more intriguing. Nothing in Colombia is as it seems, and it's this complexity that turns every step into something significant. The balance between action and mystery ensures that everything stays etched in memory long after the final credits roll. In 12th place, Uncharted 4 offers a grand adventure that combines cinematic action with moments of pure exploration in exotic locations. From the tropical forests of Madagascar to submerged caves filled with secrets, every environment is built with an impressive level of detail. Crumbling rocks, footprints in the mud, and reflections in the water create such an immersive sense of realism that it feels like an invitation to embark on a journey around the world. The combat is intense and dynamic, combining frantic gunfights with acrobatic moves. Jumping from unstable platforms, sliding down slopes, and using the grapple to escape critical situations give an electrifying rhythm to the battles. Using the environment as part of your strategy is essential, and many moments require quick decisions, making every confrontation unpredictable. It's easy to be caught off guard in the middle of a gunfight and improvise a jump that changes the course of the fight. Beyond the action, the narrative stands out for its emotional weight and engaging dialogues. The plot reveals not only a quest for treasure, but also dilemmas about family bonds, sacrifices, and the burden of the past. This makes each discovery go beyond gold and relics, reinforcing the idea that the greatest achievement lies in relationships and the memories created along the way. In 13th place, God of War Ascension explores the past of one of the most iconic characters in gaming through a journey marked by fury and redemption. The environments, ranging from immense temples to dark caves, reinforce the brutality of the story with impressive attention to detail. Lighting effects and particles bring the combat arenas to life, where dust and debris scatter as enemies are torn apart with precise blows. The battles maintain the essence of the series, with fluid movements and brutal finishers that turn each fight into a true spectacle. The combat system offers variety with powerful weapons and strategic abilities, allowing for everything from quick strikes to devastating sequences. Facing colossal creatures amid explosions and crumbling walls is as exciting as it is challenging, creating moments where chaos becomes almost choreographed. Although it wasn't the most beloved entry by fans of the franchise, Ascension maintains a high level of quality with its refined combat, intelligent puzzles, and stunning environments. It may not carry the emotional weight of the more celebrated chapters, but it delivers an intense and visually impressive experience that remains a worthy addition to the saga of one of the greatest mythological heroes in gaming. In 14th place, Assassin's Creed Unity shines through its impressive recreation of 18th century Paris. The towering cathedrals, bustling markets, and narrow alleys have been recreated with such care that walking through these streets feels like traveling back in time. The natural light streaming through church stained glass windows and the movement of crowds reinforce the sense that the city is alive, even amidst the chaos of the French Revolution. The mission approach emphasizes stealth, with a system that allows for precise infiltrations and calculated attacks. Using crowds for cover, scaling mansions to access strategic points, and escaping across rooftops while guards mobilize brings a sense of rhythm and freedom. The combat is more technical, requiring attention to each movement, making the battles more engaging and less predictable. The cooperative missions introduced something new to the franchise, allowing players to explore iconic locations together amid the turmoil of Paris. Even with some hiccups at launch, the game became a benchmark for open-world design, both for its visual realism and historical detail. It's a game that deserves to be remembered for what it delivered: best: a vibrant city and a plot set in one of the most fascinating periods in history. In 15th place, Batman Arkham Knight delivers a dark, vast, and incredibly detailed Gotham City. The city pulses under the constant rain, with streets lit by neon signs and surrounded by fog-covered alleys. Every corner hides something: a group of enemies waiting to attack, iconic buildings to scale, and clues feeding complex investigations. The setting creates a feeling that Gotham is both a battlefield and an urban labyrinth full of secrets. The gameplay combines stealth action with frantic combat and precise movements. Dropping from the top of a gargoyle and silently eliminating enemies, only to dominate multiple foes in choreographed fights, is both exciting and tense. The Batmobile, now fully controllable, not only facilitates movement, but also participates in intense battles, with high-speed chases and combat sequences that further integrate the city into the gameplay. In addition to the main missions, Gotham is filled with side activities that reinforce immersion: crimes to investigate, iconic villains to face, and intelligent challenges that require quick thinking. With its impressive scale and engaging plot, the game has solidified itself as one of the best in the genre, raising the bar for Dark Knight adventures even further. In 16th place, Forza Motorsport 6 impresses with its level of realism, transforming every race into a true spectacle. The changing weather conditions make the track unpredictable, with puddles of water causing cars to lose grip on curves. The setting is so detailed that in night races, the lighting from the floodlights creates reflections that make visibility difficult, requiring maximum focus to avoid fatal mistakes. The enhanced physics make each car respond uniquely when accelerating, braking, and turning corners. Lighter models glide more smoothly, while heavier machines require strength and precision to maintain control on more technical terrains. The reactions to track types and weather conditions make adjustments essential, creating a constant sense of challenge that keeps the competition exciting from start to finish. Beyond traditional races, the game offers a wide variety of competitions on world-renowned tracks and stunning locations. The car collection is vast, including models for all tastes, from restored classics to the latest in motorsport. With so many options and events, each race brings something new for those looking to push limits and master every detail of the track. In 17th place, Ryse Son of Rome stands out for its impressive depiction of the Roman Empire, with colossal arenas, dense forests, and majestic cities amid the chaos of war. Every detail is impeccable, from the gleaming armor under the sun to the realistic facial expressions during combat. The narrative dives into honor and tragedy, exploring themes of revenge and loyalty in a setting marked by brutality. The combat system is centered on hand-to-hand confrontations, with choreographed sequences requiring precision. Sword and shield strikes feel heavy, and brutal executions are chained in fluid movements that make every duel feel like an epic scene. Defense and counterattacks are crucial for surviving waves of enemies, creating an engaging rhythm that keeps you always on edge. The journey unfolds amid lush landscapes and devastated battlefields, with moments ranging from fights in fiery squares to invasions in fortified ports. Everything helps reinforce the sense of living through a war in its rawest form. The cinematic visuals and intense combat make this story of glory and sacrifice memorable, not just for the graphics, but for how it captures the essence of an empire at its peak and in its decline. In 18th place, Shadow of the Colossus impresses with how it transforms vast, desolate fields into something almost mythical. The setting is both grand and melancholic, with endless plains, forgotten temples, and cliffs that seem to challenge the horizon. The lack of apparent life creates a silence that is only broken by the sound of the horse's steps and the wind cutting through the mountains, reinforcing the weight of the journey. The battles with the Colossi are unique moments, where each creature is a monumental work of stone, fur, and flesh, with movements that make it seem like the environment itself has come to life. It's not just a battle of strength, but a moving puzzle. Climbing giants who shake and try to rid themselves of your presence is a test of courage and persistence. Each battle is an achievement that feels as much physical as it does emotional, with a growing sense of urgency with every victory. Even with its minimalist structure, the game delivers a powerful narrative marked by the pursuit and sacrifice. Everything, from the imposing architecture to the light filtered through the cloudy sky, creates an environment laden with symbolism. Shadow of the Colossus doesn't need complex explanations. The grandeur of the journey is felt in every step, and in every glance the protagonist casts at the imposing colossi waiting silently. In 19th place, Red Dead Redemption 2 is a game that couldn't be left out when talking about stunning graphics. From the very first moments, the game impresses with its visual immersion. The open world, filled with rich details, creates the feeling of living in the heart of the Wild West. The beauty of the landscapes, the changing seasons, and the dynamic weather blend perfectly to deliver a visually stunning experience. Every corner of the map has something unique, whether it's a small village or a forest that seems to breathe, inviting the player to explore without hurry. The gameplay doesn't fall behind. The balance between action and exploration makes the game much more than just a visual stroll. Every mission is engaging, and the combat mechanics, both on foot and on horseback, are refined in a way that brings realism and adrenaline. Interactions with the world feel natural, and the way the character reacts to different situations, like a simple nod or posture during a race, makes everything more authentic. The sound aspect also deserves mention. The soundtrack, along with environmental sounds, adds layers to the immersion, making each moment more impactful. Whether in a quiet journey or a frantic shootout, the music and sound effects follow the game's rhythm, intensifying the experience. The attention to visual details, immersive gameplay, and sound come together perfectly to create one of the most memorable games ever made. Next, we have Days Gone, a game that stands out for its graphics and the immersion it offers from the very first moment. The devastated landscape, covered by wild vegetation and full of details, creates the feeling of a post-apocalyptic world that truly feels alive. Every corner of the environment, whether it's an empty road or a forest overtaken by nature, showcases impressive visual richness, as if waiting to be explored. The lighting effects, like the sunset filtering through the trees, help build a unique environment that never loses its intensity. The game not only shines with its graphics, but also with its combat mechanics, especially when it comes to the hordes. These moments are truly unique and create constant tension. The hordes of enemies, with hundreds of uncontrolled creatures, suddenly emerge, turning a peaceful setting into a nightmare. Sound plays a crucial role during these battles. The screams and roars of the hordes as they approach, the vibration of the ground when many enemies invade the area, and the rising sound of the threat help build an atmosphere of terror that makes you break into a cold sweat. The hordes aren't just a mechanical challenge. They are a true sensory experience where fear and adrenaline mix, making each encounter unforgettable. Tell me, which games do you think are the most beautiful of all time? Share in the comments what your list would look like. If you can, please subscribe to the channel to help me grow and never be in doubt about what to play again. I'm leaving 2 videos in the card, one I've selected for you and another that YouTube chose. Just click on one of the 2 to watch. A big hug, happy gaming, and see you tomorrow.